Tesla just dropped some bombshell news as they unleash an insane leap in capability with the new upcoming full self-driving update. This groundbreaking software not only catapults Tesla's technology into uncharted territories, but also marks a continued shift in the company's approach, as Tesla now adopts an unprecedented level of transparency with its stakeholders. About 2 months ago, at the beginning of September, the Tesla AI team laid out the groundwork for some massive updates. This included significant customer-facing features, like bringing FSD to Cybertruck owners and finally delivering on the insane feature of Actually Smart Summon. This has been so much fun and has drawn in tons of excitement to watch the car navigate around obstacles, even in busy parking lots, and pull up next to the curb to pick you up. For anyone seeing this in action, it's now crystal clear that Tesla has all of the pieces of its Robotaxi vision and just needs to bring them all together for an end-to-end solution. There were also some back-end changes going on that customers aren't really aware of, where Tesla says they unified the models for AI 3 and AI 4, which has also allowed them to deliver version 12.5.2 on vehicles that have older Hardware 3 inference chips. This likely means that going forward, both generations of the hardware will be able to receive similar updates, and internally, Tesla doesn't need to maintain a separate code base for each of AI 3 and AI 4. This speeds up and simplifies their software development process. It also allows continued support for AI 3, ensuring that it's not left completely behind in terms of functionality, while they can still roll out more advanced features with higher performance on the newer AI 4 hardware. Now, in the past, Elon Musk has said that the cost and difficulty of retrofitting Hardware 3 with Hardware 4 is quite significant, so it would not be economically feasible to do so. However, just last week, Elon Musk confirmed that if unsupervised full self-driving can't be achieved on Hardware 3, and Tesla isn't sure if it can be yet, but if it can't, Tesla will update the computers for free for its customers. This comes as a huge relief for anyone with Hardware 3, and at the same time, Tesla will wait until they're sure that Hardware 4 is indeed their gold candidate. Because the retrofit is difficult, it's possible that Tesla comes up with another solution or chip in order to be more backward compatible, and by the time this happens, Hardware 5 may be released, which will be even more powerful and give Tesla perhaps other options into how it may go about retrofitting customer cars. And it will be worth it for Tesla to get more people onto its highly lucrative Tesla Robotaxi network. And so the Tesla AI team has made great progress so far, but they just released the next phase of their roadmap for what seems to be a truly breakthrough update for FSD, and that's centered around version 13, which could end up becoming the first unsupervised self-driving neural net in the same way that version 12 took FSD out of its beta phase and into supervised driving. And again, it makes sense for Tesla to throw everything it has to try and achieve unsupervised driving, and then go back and figure out how to upgrade Hardware 3 and such. And they're doing just that. Version 13 is a package that Tesla says includes major technology upgrades, such as 36Hz full-resolution video inputs, and the cameras on AI 4 have been upgraded with higher resolution. They're also increasing the model size by 3x, and this is where the limitations of Hardware 3 or AI 3 start to take effect, where it may not have enough memory or processing power to support larger and larger models, if that's what Tesla needs to get to unsupervised. Tesla is also throwing more data at it by a factor of 4x, and their new data center in Giga Texas, called Cortex, which we talked about in a recent video, has now seen a step up in capability as of the month of October. It's supposed to have roughly 50,000 NVIDIA H100s, and this data center will continue to expand even further over time with H200s and so forth. But right now, it will allow for 5x the training compute versus the previous version of full self-driving. So this is pretty insane what Tesla is doing here, scaling up all of their capabilities, data, compute power, the size of the models, the quality of the inference hardware, and they're also improving on their algorithms for avoiding collisions, traffic controls, and navigation, all aspects of FSD are going to see a significant step up, which will translate to smoother rides and fewer interventions. It's interesting that V13 will add audio inputs for better handling of emergency vehicles, which is something that Elon Musk talked about in the past that would be done, but now Tesla is training on audio data as well. There aren't very many companies even thinking about what Tesla plans to implement and deliver in their next release. What's most exciting from the consumer and the Robotaxi network perspective is integration of features like park and reverse, as well as destinations like pulling into driveways or the garage, etc. For instance, personally, FSD was able to drive me all the way to work, but it wouldn't park itself. It just tried to pull over, even though it was literally right next to a series of parking spots. I had to stop FSD and then manually select the spot for it to park into. In another case, Summon was able to back out of a spot, navigate around curbs, cars, and people, and pull over right next to me. And to throw in a third, I was able to target my own driveway and summon the car to park into the driveway, which took a little bit of manual setup. And so in version 13, Tesla appears to be focusing on the actual end-to-end integration of these capabilities that will flow together exactly like what you would expect from a robotaxi. The manual parts will be gone and it will all be automated. They plan on delivering this in November, and if that's the case, I would finally consider FSD to be truly feature complete, where the only real thing missing afterwards is continuing to focus on fewer interventions to really make it solid and better than a human, and that's it. On the third quarter conference call, Elon Musk estimated that their internal target is to be safer than a human by second quarter or mid next year in 2025. This could finally be it. And remember that Tesla is in a sense betting the whole company on unsupervised FSD. They're planning to mass manufacture Cybercab and setting up all the new technologies, assembly line, the unbox process, to mass produce a car in the millions without a steering wheel or pedals. And so unsupervised needs to happen. But it looks like the whole engineering team is on board. The level of detail and transparency with Tesla sharing its roadmap is very important, and perhaps underappreciated that they're sharing this and being very candid. For Elon Musk's internal Q2 estimate, he said he's not sandbagging or anything. He's just saying literally what the internal target is. No other company is laying out what's needed and to get to any sort of unsupervised self-driving. And so Tesla appears to be in the home stretch now. They've even been testing a robotaxi service in the Bay Area with employees. And so Tesla's demonstrating quite a bit of confidence here with FSD, which has been delayed so many times over the years that people have stopped believing it. But humans have a tough time grasping exponential growth. For the past many years, it looked like not much progress had been made. But just in the past year, FSD has seen probably more improvements in progress than all prior other years combined, suggesting that Tesla is finally approaching a pivotal moment where their vision of autonomous driving could become a tangible reality. But the CTO and co-founder of Zoox, which is owned by Amazon, doesn't believe that Tesla will launch a robotaxi service in California next year, as Elon Musk has said he would. Jesse Levinson of Zoox says that Tesla's fundamental issue is that they don't have technology that works, and he clarifies that he doesn't mean driver assistance, he means a system that's so reliable that no person needs to be in it. Levinson also believes that an autonomous vehicle needs significantly more hardware than what Tesla is putting into their cars. He's referring to radar and LiDAR here, and he also claims that FSD is about 100 times less safe than a human right now. Interestingly, he might actually be right about the 100x thing. However, Tesla seems to have a plan to get there. If Levinson, who says he tests out FSD from time to time, is using say version 12.4, which seems to be the most commonly available version right now, this chart here compiled using Tesla's publicly available data suggests that there is a 3x jump in improvement to get to version 12.5, and then another 5 to 6x jump in version 13. And so one more 5 to 6x leap appears to surpass human capabilities. So 3 times 6 times 6 is roughly 100x from the version he's using to be better than a human. When Tesla delivers V13 later this month, It might just be 5 or 6 times worse than a human. And then in December till say next June, Tesla should have a plan, which they haven't shared yet, to further improve to human-grade driving. So the CTO of Zoox is correct in this case, but he shouldn't be one to talk. Zoox would indeed have gone bankrupt if it weren't for Amazon, and Elon lashes back at him for making these claims against Tesla. And it's also a warning that Zoox may be dead even within Amazon. But it's in his best interest to discredit Tesla while he still can. The Zoox vehicle is a non-aerodynamic box equipped with radar, LiDAR cameras, etc. And they need these additional sensors because they're not using the vision AI approach that Tesla is using or building their own chips in massive data centers full of GPUs. Tesla's approach is like bringing a metal detector to a treasure hunt where everyone else is using a stick to poke at the ground, illustrating not just an incremental improvement, but a fundamental leap in capability that Zoox simply isn't even trying for. Even General Motors, which had the Cruise Origin looking strikingly similar to Zoox's vehicle, actually cancelled the Origin, which doesn't look good on Zoox. Also, Zoox isn't in the strongest position. They claimed back in April to have just 1 million miles driven in their automated car. Tesla now has over 2 billion miles, which is 2,000 times what Zoox has, but with an actual generalized AI-based approach. The LiDAR path will likely cost Zoox big time in the long run, along with anyone else relying on LiDAR. Brett Winton of ARK Invest estimates that just the hardware and installation for LiDAR alone in a Waymo vehicle, just the LiDAR, will cost more than Tesla's entire Cybercab. That's a game-changing data point, even if it's close. And say what you want about ARK Invest, but their Tesla research and predictions specifically have been spot on. ARK Invest just released an interesting chart showing that Tesla's Cybercab, which is aiming for roughly 25 cents a mile in terms of cost to operate all in, could significantly expand the ride-hailing market. Currently, players like Uber and Lyft are barely scraping the surface because their service is relatively expensive. But at a price point that's just a fraction of the cost, it makes it a no-brainer for people to start having everything delivered by Robotaxi. And ARK Invest estimates that this alone would be an $11 trillion opportunity for Tesla. And so Tesla isn't even really going after Uber and Lyft. They're planning to take on a completely untapped market by storm. While there appears to be more doubters than ever before, Tesla's FSD journey seems to be entering its most thrilling chapter yet, with version 13 on the horizon, aimed at making autonomous driving a true reality. From advanced technology to audacious claims of an $11 trillion market opportunity, Tesla's vision is undeniably ambitious. The company's investments in supercomputing power, AI advancements, and new data handling capabilities signal an unstoppable push to achieve unsupervised driving. And with Elon Musk's openness and transparency around the AI team's roadmap and Hardware 3 and Hardware 4's capabilities, it signals that the end game is becoming clearer. So do you think Tesla will have a version of FSD that's as good as a human by 2025? And if not, what do you think is missing? Don't forget to follow me on X at TMIOTesla. Please hit the like button and subscribe. We would really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to all of our patrons that help to support our channel. Your support helps us to continue to make great content. Thank you guys so much for watching.